Good afternoon. And others to block the path. We're facing a test of will, and we will meet that test. It is also a test of the will of the Iraqi people, who seek freedom and the chance to live a decent life, and we're determined to prevail. This is an important moment in Iraq's history. Because we're in the midst of a major troop rotation, we have a planned increase in the number of U.S. troops in the CENTCOM area of responsibility and indeed in Iraq. We're taking advantage of that increase, and we will likely be managing the pace of the redeployments to allow those seasoned troops with experience and relationships with the local populations to see the current situation through. This much is certain. We will take robust military action as necessary to deal with the challenges to Iraq's transition to sovereignty. There are those who don't want Iraq to be free. They're trying to stop progress towards freedom and self-government. We will not allow them to succeed.
The map, of course, of Iraq depicts a couple of things that are of interest. You'll see some arrows on thugs and gangs that would associate themselves with Sadr. The green arrows depict, as accurately as we can, those thugs and gangs that would associate themselves with Sadr. The number of arrows does not indicate their strength. This is not, it's not a lot of people, but this is where we think we have to conduct operations, not just the United States, but others to conduct operations to deal with this particular issue as well. What they have in common is not command and control.
In those battles are relatively small. The arrows that were up there are really relatively small numbers of people. You say pitched battles. These are the number of people that are involved in those battles are relatively small, and there's nothing like an army or a major large elements of hundreds of people trying to overthrow or to change the situation. You have a mixture of small number of terrorists, a small number of militias, coupled with some demonstrations and some lawlessness. And it's a serious problem, and the problem's being worked, and General Abizaid and General Sanchez and his team have high confidence.
Shut down his newspaper, that one after. I think it's also important to remember what this is not, and it's certainly not a popular uprising or movement supported by the majority of Iraqis. It is not that at all. This hope that they can stop progress for 25 million Iraqis